Wow, it's been a fun day. It's been a work day, but a fun work day. Everything went good at work. I didn't feel off balance, or I didn't feel like I was being in awareness and finite and in awareness and finite, kind of going in and out. I felt more integrated, not completely, but more integrated, where focusing on awareness was integrating into the present moment, that unconditional love. Anyway, it was very unpronounced, though, and very subtle. But I noticed everything was good, and I shouldn't, I keep criticizing myself, but it's not good or bad. It just, that's the way it was today at work. And then a surprise, we got off early and there was an event, and I walked one of my people at work, we walked over together to see the event because we got off early, and that was exciting that they were letting us off early for the event. And we went over there, and there was lots of music and festivities, and it was party time. So I sat there for a moment and I listened, and some of the songs were old. I sung with the band a little bit because I knew the words to the song. And I was looking around, looking at everyone, feeling their joy and yet having that compassion behind it, because it actually took me back. It took me back to myself being in happy days, and how always after a party or after an event or something in the past, reflecting on the past, I would come out of it with a knot in my stomach because I would know it was over. But I didn't really reflect on that until after the event. During the event, I enjoyed everyone, and I still had awareness integrating, and it was nice in the sun, walking around, seeing vendors and pretty things that people make. And then it started on the drive home. I was thinking about moments similar to that where you felt, well, actually I was going, it wasn't even related, my reflection wasn't really even related to parties. I mean, it fleeted and me feeling the knot after a party and knowing that it's almost like you're knowing that you're covering up something and you don't want to admit it, but now is not the, and when you're at that moment, you're thinking, and now is not the moment to do it, because in my case, I was always in a relationship And I've only been alone intermittent times when I had to be. That's another story. And then, but now I've been alone for 3 years. And so it's been a very good journey, really reflecting. And it seems like I've always reflected, but it was in a different manner because I was always with someone. And you know, when you think your perspective is different when you're with someone. Because when I first felt like love, God was love, or that feeling of knowing that something was much greater than my parents, and connecting to unconditional love when you like have your first baby and your husband and you and your baby are there, and even though there's been some awful moments, you still feel that amazing love. And but in those times, you see how it goes away and comes back and goes away and comes back, and you just know in your heart that there's something missing. And so I could see that in all of these kids in that event. And reflecting back, it brought it out even more how you want to make someone happy. I always wanted to make whoever I was with happy, and that's not possible. But that be what would make me happy, because I didn't know how to make me happy, because I didn't know me. So how am I going to make me happy if I don't know me? All I know is there's a person beside me and I want them to be happy. So I ended up entertaining and thinking that every minute you had to be doing something. You had to be making joy. You had to be making happiness. You had to be making something fun. You had to be, even with children, when you have children, you every moment is spent trying to have fun and make things happy, make happy. And you always think love is a choice. Happiness is a choice. You need to do it. If you want it, you do it. And come to find out that was covering up what I really needed to do. Which, instead of looking outward, which actually I shouldn't say what I really needed to do, because I learned a lot from other people about myself later to carry on into now, which makes me understand, I think, myself a little bit faster. So I guess that was good, but I still related to that unconditional love, which I did relate God to, but I related it to having to make happy. And that's what made it unconditional. If you make it happy, if you make happy, if you don't let times bring you down, and you don't let other people get unhappy, and how possible is that? Well, of course, I couldn't do that all the time, but I tried and did it a lot and most of the time. But of course, there were times also that I became a victim, and I couldn't. You know, I think once you entertain and you try to make happy for so long, you do lose yourself. And it's very draining as well, because you're making things happen all the time, and it's not like you have an overflow, because you really have a lot of stuff in there that you need to work out that you're not doing. So I'm talking about myself, of course. But still, I think it relates to a life. I spoke with someone that's having a very difficult time, and they're having to leave their husband with their child and go to a shelter and all of these things, and that brought back today I experienced that too, and I got to go back to a time in my life many years where I felt I was a victim. I always felt like I was a victim until gosh, oh, wow, I don't know. I started probably unfolding that after 50. But anyway, I felt like I was a victim because, yeah, because everything I did was not by choice. It was just what I was trying to do is love and learn to love. And like I said, covering up things. And so sometimes you love people and things that are hurting you deeply and abusively and hurtfully, and you can't survive, and you escape, and you come back because of that unconditional you love. It's not that you love the pain and the hurt and the suffering, but you want to love whatever's in front of you. And of course, you're causing some of that, because when you tell people that you care about, I don't know a lot, because you don't know yourself. I think that helps deepen that victim state, because you're not able to share anything about yourself. So it's easy for folks to kind of use you as, not meaning to, but I mean, people can use you because you don't have anything to really share, except you can entertain them. By golly, you can entertain some folks. But anyway, that's, in a short 15 minutes or less, that was kind of what I reviewed today in a skimming sort of way. And of course, to me, it's a lot deeper, because there's a lot more understanding and background to it. So as I'm spewing this out in words on a video, that's fine. And it's kind of like learning. I'm trying to learn words and to articulate, and so it's kind of like learning a 3-minute elevator interview in a way, because you're trying to say something shortly with the best words that you can. And I don't do that very well, and I'm not doing that very well right now. But I'll sure keep trying, and so be it.